Hello and welcome to this week's Spiritual Medicine Digest. My name is Dr. 𝗟𝗓𝗡 and I am the author of Sensitivity is Your Superpower and the founder of the Academy of Light Medicine. So this week's topic is the higher harmonics of water. So how this came about is I recently got an email with some photos, some frozen water photos of what happens to water when it is exposed to my Ascension 3 jewelry. So I was concerned because in the past I heard that if you put water in a metal container, the beautiful structures and crystals of water that you can create with your thoughts, with Ascension 3 jewelry, with intention, they don't last. They just get disintegrated in a metal container. Thus, we had to put it in ideally glass, but even plastic was better than metal. I thought, you know what, I'm going to test that theory. So with the Ascension 3 jewelry, I asked my team in Switzerland, Sarah and Ernst, hey, can you please put some water in any old water bottle that's metal, okay? We're going to test this theory. Go ahead and put an Ascension 3 on it, and I want you to make the intention of big love. Now, why big love? Well, my understanding is that from the 0.0 field, that what comes first out of that is quote unquote manifested in our reality is love. And there is an all-encompassing love of which unconditional love is a fractal of, but there is a bigger love, which was really shocking to me, a while ago. So I'm just calling it big love. So big love. And I'm working on being big love. So just going into stillness with the intention of being big love gets you there, which is super cool. And we can do some of that in a moment together. So that's what they did. And I told them to, make the intention of big love while the Ascension 3 was on top of the metal water bottle for 9 seconds. And then go ahead, take the water out and do what they do, which is a special process of freezing the water. So what they do is they take distilled water, which typically does not have much structure to it, and they put it in the water bottle and then they use whatever tool, in this case Ascension 3, to charge the water with an intention. And they compare it with the regular distilled water. The regular distilled water typically has no structure. And if the energy infusion works on the water, then they'll see beautiful crystals. Now, every time I have in the past hired them to do pictures, I was a little nervous because I wasn't really sure that I would get crystals because it's actually rare. Now that being said, this time around I was more confident because I had already received multiple beautiful crystal photography from them using the jewelry, but they were using glass previously. This time I wanted them to use metal just to really see, does metal destroy those structures, or is Ascension 3 on the metal container enough to create those structures? And the results are happy. Beautiful, amazing water crystals. And what's very interesting, though, is that in the past, when I watched What the Bleep Do We Know, that is a kind of a cult classic among us spiritual folks, which was one of the first movies to celebrate the amazing scientific discoveries of Dr. Masaru Emoto around how our emotions and our intentions can shift the shape of water and the crystals of water. So when you put a label on the water like gratitude, right, and feel the gratitude, the water will respond with a beautiful, usually hexagonal shape of a crystal, almost like a snowflake, but it's frozen water in this specific special photography technique they use. And so you can have basically different kinds of crystals based on the intention. It's really amazing. So that is why I wanted these to be done. Not only just to theorize that, oh, I'm putting intention in the water, hopefully it's structured, hopefully it's crystalline, hopefully if it's in a metal container, it doesn't get destroyed like all the other people say it does, right? But really have data and evidence that yes, it works. Now, what I noticed in the latest crystals was the complexity and the almost layered way it looks. Now, I want you to really look at these carefully. You can pause the video and I'll share these crystal pictures with you. This is how water interprets big love. And so I got the hint to talk about the higher harmonics of water. And before I keep going, I forgot to actually tell you to please click the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Perhaps give it a thumbs up if you like the topic and what we're talking about today. And we're going to be doing kind of a mini training on how you can charge your water with intentions. So some people were, I was posting these photos on Facebook and in my Light Medicine community, celebrating how amazing these photos were that Sarah and Ernest Braun captured in their specialized photography. And somebody on Facebook said, well, what's with crystals? Like, what does that even mean? So then I started sharing about, what the Bleep Do We Know and how emotions can affect the water, intentions, that kind of thing. So some of you may be like, yeah, I know that, but why can't, or can we, charge our entire bodies with big love, like all the water in the bodies with big love? And I've talked to Peter Schenk, one of the colleagues of mine, about what that is about. Like, why can't we do that? So long story short, here's the thing. The water in our bodies ideally will be structured. If we are healthy, very healthy, according to 𝗟𝗓𝗪𝗥, the author of The Fourth Phase of Water, the water forms a gel-like hexagonal, three-dimensional structure in our bodies. He calls it easy water. And light makes it bigger, the exclusion zone, easy exclusion zone, water bigger. So his theory was the more of this structured water you have in your body, the healthier you are. But here's the thing, the water in your body is information, and it surrounds pretty much almost everything in your body. If it is information and it may carry instructions, there may be specific structures of your water that it inform other parts of your body what to do. So I think that's why you can't necessarily charge all of the water molecules in your body with the exact same frequency, because each water molecule has a different job to do. That being said, if they are at the higher vibration, we get a higher harmonic of water. And this is what you see in the beautiful water crystal photos that we have, is that there's a more complex and beautiful structure that is created with big love. So what can you do if you can't charge all the water in your body with a single purpose or intention? Well, you can drink the water, and the body will interpret it in the way that is for your highest and greatest good. You cannot force all the water molecules in your body to resonate big love if it needs to tell this piece of DNA what to do, right, to make a specific protein. There may be a slightly different signal. So as we get higher in our vibration and our resonant energy field evolves to a higher and higher level, and we stabilize at that space, doing stillness really helps, guys, we can actually create this higher harmonic of water, not only with Ascension 3, right, around our metal water bottles, but also within ourselves, just by being. So you can be big love, and the water in your body will start to evolve to those higher harmonics. Now, it doesn't mean every single molecule will look the same. I don't think every single snowflake is the same. And in fact, we had 4 different photos of big love. So the water will interpret different aspects of even the same intention. And I think that's the same in the body. I think that's the signal and the message that water is giving to us, which is really, really amazing. So let's go ahead and let me show you what you would do with Ascension 3 if you decide to use this tool. The nice thing about it is that as it's, around your metal, if you want to use metal, water bottle, right? It'll keep the structure of the water in there. That's the advantage of having Ascension 3 tool. If you use glass, or plastic or silicone or something like that, and you charge the water with the Ascension 3, it should permanently charge the water with those frequencies unless you change your intention, right, or of what you do. But I definitely put one of the silicone bracelets around all my metal water bottles. So this is what you do. So you have your Ascension 3, and if you don't have the silicone bracelet, which is of course, really easy to do and it's really thin and you're not going to break a crystal, that kind of thing. This is ideal, but if you don't, you can use any of the bracelets. You can use the 13 chakra one. You could use, our newer Firefly, deep blue glow in the dark bracelet. You can use, our other ones here. Anyway, so you can use any of those, right? You can just put it near the water bottle, or even just pay attention to the jewelry or touch it while you touch the water bottle. And you just imagine the water inside the water bottle, and you say, infuse the water with big love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, right? And if you want to use your clairvoyance or practice, you can imagine the water in there being, charged with the big love energy. So about 9 seconds of your attention on the water, even if you can't see it. So this is opaque, right? So I'm just imagining the water in the bottle. I said, charge us with big love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just paying attention to the water for about 9 seconds or so. In fact, I love putting my hands around the water bottle because I can feel it pulsing. Pulse, 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 pulse. Yeah, awesome. And then you're done, right? So we've only tested 9 seconds. We have not tested lower than that. Just because that was the original testing that we did with 9 seconds. Now keep in mind, there are other tools out there that will also structure your water with beautiful, wonderful crystals as well. And you do have to follow the instructions on their product because oftentimes I found that you have to sit the water on their coaster or whatever it is for 8 to 9 hours. Okay? So follow the instructions, whatever you use. And if you're doing stillness, right? If you're attuning to big love in your intentions day in and day out, when you charge the water, even without Ascension 3, that will, I believe, create those beautiful crystals. Here's the thing though. Sometimes we have negative emotions. Sometimes we're sad. Sometimes we're angry. As long as we don't continue and, kind of like hold on to it, we should be fine. We should be fine. The water should not destructure, okay? Like I love the backup just in case I'm in a mood. Just to have it there, just to keep and hold that frequency. But don't worry if you are in a negative mood temporarily. When you are, I highly recommend Stone for Negative Emotions, which is one of the chapters in my book, Sensitivity is Superpower, because you can actually use that negative emotion, go into the body, feel the emotion in your body. The minute you feel it physically, like in your body, you're back to 0 point. And the negative aspects of that negative emotion are literally erased, and you cannot negatively affect the water that's close to you. Isn't that amazing? The minute you feel it in the body, the negative emotions, you go to 0 point, and that negative energy literally is dispersed. And you cannot charge the water next to you with negativity just because you're in a bad mood. As long as you go into the body, as long as you're willing to feel the body and just be, instead of having this little committee in your head about, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, blah, 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 all the negativity, right? Anyway, so that is how you do it. Let's do a little practice on being big love right now. So this will do some auto healing for you. So let's get into the still point together. Rub your hands, maybe move around a little bit. This is optional, just to get some energy flowing, and then close your eyes if it's safe for you to do so. Relax. Tune in, focus on the inside of your body. Feel any movement, frequency, energy, waves tingling, any movement at all in the body, and follow that flow wherever it goes. Ooh, I just got really hot. Now, continue following the flow, feeling the vibration or the movement. Make the intention of big love. Just make the intention, that's all, big love. And notice if you feel a difference. I do. You may or may not notice, depending on how clairsentient you are, but if you do or don't, feel free to post in the comments a moment later. So just, again, feel the energy in your body and say out loud, big love. And you may notice something, a wave coming through your body. And as you continue to just notice the energy and the flow and the feeling, you will actually be big love. You'll be resonating big love, and everything around you, believe it or not, is positively affected when you do that, including the water close to you. All right, so you can open your eyes if your eyes were closed, and would love to hear some comments on how that felt in your body. Now, granted, are we always big love all the time, 24/7? Probably not. Our human minds have things we think about, and then sometimes we lower our frequency, but that's okay. That's where the Ascension 3 jewelry can come in, right? It can help to keep you at that higher vibe, or at least support you in doing that. And you won't negatively affect the people, places, things, or water in your midst if you happen to not be in the best of vibrations in any given moment. When we humans are 100% conscious, we won't need tools like this. No, not at all. Okay, so what we're going to do now is do some announcements. All right, so first announcements, Light Warrior Radio. Okay, so this is really fun. Monday at 12 noon, I have a podcast airing of a great interview with my coach, one of my coaches, Brian 𝗟𝗚𝗏𝗢𝗏. And we've been working on divine feminine and masculine polarities and balancing. So my husband and I have been doing couples coaching with him to like really wrap our minds and our beingness around how do we embody the divine masculine and feminine, not just in ourselves and our lives, but in relationship. It's really high level stuff, you know, that we're intending to do. And so I thought, well, why not bring him on podcast so you can get the benefit of that incredible wisdom as well. So we're going to be talking about, you know, what does it mean to have a primary essence as masculine or feminine? And then what are the downsides of the feminist movement, and why emasculated men supposedly are on the rise, and then the impact on women of juggling work and career with, you know, that possibility of burnout. Like, why is that happening? And then a little bit about, you know, should women actually learn to protect themselves, or should we rely on the guys to do that? So we had a very spirited talk, and yes, I cried in the middle of it, just letting you know now. So I'm going to put the link below. We're going to air that Monday at 12 noon. I hope you love it as much as I did. And yeah, let me know what you think. Another announcement is, in case you missed Tuesday's amazing workshop on silencing the committee in your head, blah, 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 you know, with my beautiful friend, 𝗟𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗧. We have the replay link for you below. Keep in mind, it is a limited time replay. And if you watch that 90-minute workshop, do the work, you know, do the work. It'll make a big difference in your life, like a huge difference. And if you decide that, okay, I'm ready to be seen, I'm ready to be heard, and I'm ready to, like, you know, share my truth with the world, then we do have some other tools and opportunities for you. So Keith has a very special, and it's very limited, the number of people that can do it, a very limited package that you may be interested in. So these are for coaches, speakers, writers, healers who are ready to be seen, right? So, you know, that you're ready to, you know, speak on stage, you're ready to have a book, you're ready to be in a documentary movie, right? Like, you're ready to have a bunch of your speaker reels done. Like, you know what? And it's great to get it done all at once, let me tell you. instead of over 10 years. So if that is for you, then there is an opportunity. I'll put the links below of where you can book in and to interview for that for Keith. Like I said, it's a limited number of people. And the cool thing is Keith is actually hosting it in Lake Placid, where I live. So if you are coming, then I get to see you in person, Lake Placid, New York. It'd be super exciting. I'd love to chat and have a meal and get to know you better. So it may or may not be right for you, but if it is the right timing for you to be seen on a bigger stage, get known, get your name out there, get your legacy out there, then yeah, check out the workshop and book in as soon as you can to interview with Keith. All right, so next we have September 3rd, and that is the Healing Faster Than the Speed of Light workshop. Now, we do these a couple of times a year, maybe 3 times a year if I have the energy for it. I'm always doing something, right? Anyway, it's a 3-hour workshop giving you the basics of how can we heal at quantum speed or faster than the speed of light. And we're going to go over the science behind it, some of the nerdy stuff, right? Then, how to delete, dissolve, and uncreate negative, low vibrational energies from your field in an instant, how to download positive blueprints and morphic fields, how to know, what spiritual responsibility type you are, because that can really just knowing that can make a big difference in your life. So you don't have to struggle going, well, why is it taking so long to heal, and we're going to cover the basics of the 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗧 healing method. Yeah, you're going to walk away with the basics of the 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗧 healing method. And this is 3 hours long, and then plus Q&A. The workshop is donation only, so you can donate $1. We can't do $0 because the cart will not do $0. $1 all the way up to the actual cost of the workshop, which is $147. And then there's a 5-day replay for that. So we really want to reward people who take action. There are some little gifts as well included in the registration and completing the workshops. I'm not going to give it away here. So I hope you can join me at Healing Faster Than the Speed of Light in September, and I'll put the link below for you to register right now. And then if you're brand new to my community, we'll see you inside of the Light Medicine community, where we have some really cool things that we do every single month. Okay, so that's it for me today. Thank you so much for being part of this channel. And again, remember, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to share this wisdom about water we talked about to whoever it is that you think would benefit. Until next time, much love. Bye for now.